What's up YouTube, BigSweetC here with another special little video for you. Today I want to talk about The Last of Us Part 1 for PlayStation 5. This game has been a little bit of a conversation piece lately, as most of Naughty Dog's work seems to be, and so I wanted to chime in on the subject now that the game has been released. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this game is just a cash grab conundrum we've all been thinking about since the announcement of this remake. Remake or remaster? Hasn't there already been a remaster? And therein lies the problem. Not very long ago, there was a brilliant remaster of this game for the PlayStation 4 that included the DLC and a cool multiplayer feature. It was a brilliant game. So why the remake now? Well, Naughty Dog claims they've rebuilt the game from the ground up for the next generation. And it's been kind of a big pill for some to swallow, myself included. It's been hard to see this as anything other than just a cash grab when they're telling you it's a ground up remake, but there's no new dialogue, no new content, all the old gameplay mechanics are still there. So, what is the deal? Well, in my honest opinion, I think it's kind of a combination of things. Now, I'll be upfront, I'll be honest when I say that I was not initially interested in getting this game at a full $70, $20 more than what I paid for the PS4 copy. And the PS4 copy had the multiplayer. But after having played for a few hours, I can kind of start to see the light. I liken this game to more the Demon Souls type than, say, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, Final Fantasy VII is a true remake. There's new content. They changed the battle system. They added voice acting. It's an absolute boatload of stuff that's new and therefore qualifies, in my opinion, as an actual remake. The Last of Us Part 1 has none of that. It's still the same old game. It's just a shiny new coat of paint, some better sound, better graphics, better gameplay. But honestly, that doesn't really matter. That's all Demon Souls was, and it was an absolute blast to play. Totally worth the $70 price, especially considering I never got the chance to play the original on PS3, specifically when everybody else was playing it. That's the beauty of this game. This new PS5 version is going to give those that missed it a chance to experience one of the greatest games of all time in stunning detail. And even for the veterans, it's better graphics, it's better gameplay. It's still one of the greatest games of all time. Anyone who generally enjoys RPGs or just The Last of Us in general, are going to easily play $70 worth of content with this one. That's all one can ask for. All you can ask for is your money's worth. Now, the other part of this is what should be great PR for Naughty Dog. Let's face it, they've been getting hammered since the release of The Last of Us 2, and rightly so. The game was hyped all to hell and was about as good as a wet fart. The game itself was great, but man, the story was a steaming pile of horse manure. Yeah, it was, the gameplay was fun because you could prone, you could jump, you could do all sorts of new stuff, different ways to be stealthy, different ways to kill the enemy. But the heart of The Last of Us was the story of Joel and Ellie.
Robert must have run in there.
And the story of Ellie and Abby, or should I say, the story that is Ellie's story, and then crossed out Ellie's story and just fill in Abby's story. You literally play the same game twice. I've talked about this many, many times.
We just want to talk, Robert.
But it's not the same.
Put your gun down.
The game was a steaming pile. So now you get to retell the amazing first story with the better graphics, the better UI, maybe some of us forget the trash that came after. Seriously, is that hard to imagine? This first game had a DLC and a remaster with multiplayer all within a couple years. The Last of Us 2 came out in 2020, and the alleged DLC was shelved with no real possibility of being finished. Now, maybe that was because of the pandemic, but maybe they didn't think people would buy that DLC.
No hard feelings, right?
And since the first one is back out there, perhaps Naughty Dog gets back on the horse now that everybody's back to being excited about The Last of Us. And maybe they put forth an effort to make that DLC. Or at the very least, the factions multiplayer that they've been promising since the release of The Last of Us 2. Now, I'm not going to go out and encourage you to spend $70 on a game you've already played. If you haven't played it, I am going to encourage you to spend $70 on it. But I'm also not going to tell you that it won't be worth the purchase. I may have talked some shit on Twitter, but that's what Twitter is for. And I can completely understand if you prefer to wait until the price goes down. However, don't hate on those of us that were willing to pay the cost, because it will be worth it. And again, that is a decision you'll have to make for yourself. As you can see, I think it's worth it. I think you will too. Either way, let me know what you think in the comments below. That's going to do it for this one. BigSweetC, that's me, wishing YouTube, that's you. Wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it might be. As long as you're watching, I'm wishing you a wonderful watching time. Sweetness, signing off. Peace.